are using if for conditions. Yes? Do you want to learn how to use if for conditions? Then stay glued to the lesson with me, Michelle, and let's go. Let's start with the first one. If he takes vitamins every day, he doesn't get sick. This is our first example. What action is being performed here? The action of taking vitamins every day. What do you think when you read the word every day? Something that happens regularly. Regularly. And what happens if he takes vitamins every day? He doesn't get sick. What's that? That's the result. Yes. Or maybe we can say that's the outcome. So what did we learn? We use if to talk about the outcome of an action that is regularly done or that is repeated. So this is one way you can use if for a condition. And the condition is to talk about a repeated action. Repeated action. Let's look at the second one. If you pour oil on water, it floats. Is that true? Does it float? Have you ever tried pouring oil on water? What happens? Does it sink? No, it floats. And what is this? Is this a scientific fact? Yes. And is this always true? Yes, it is. So another way of using if is to talk about a scientific fact which is always true. And here also we have an outcome, like the first example. I'll write it for you. To talk about a scientific fact which is always true. Scientific fact. Like this one here, if water evaporates, it turns into vapors. Isn't this also a scientific fact which is always true? Yes, it is. With that, we move on to the third one. If you get here before 8, we can catch the earlier train. Are we imagining here? Not really. It's a condition again, and we have an outcome. What will happen if you get here before 8? We can catch the earlier train. But here, why are we saying this? What is the reason? Like these two. I'll write it for you. To talk about a possibility. Yes, a possibility in the near future. A possibility in the near future. And how do we really form these sentences where we use if for conditions? Let's find out the form. So, as you can see, in all of them, let's skip this one for now, we'll come to it later. We have if, so we can use if plus. What tense is this clause in? What do you think? This tense is in the clause, is in the present simple tense. So if plus present simple. And what do we have here? What's this? A little one. It's a comma. It's very important that you have a comma between. What is this? This is called an if clause and this is called a result clause. You can also call this a condition clause and you can also call this a result clause. So it's very important to have a comma between the first clause and the second clause. If plus present simple, comma. And what is this? He doesn't get sick. Present simple again. But we have no if in the second clause because it's a result clause. There is something you need to be very careful when you're using present simple tense. And What is that? Let's look at this sentence. If, this one here, if water evaporates, it turns into vapors. Okay, let's look at this verb, evaporate. But why do we have this why do we have this S here? Because here we are talking about a second person. Whenever we have he, she, or it, or whenever we talk about the second person, we use S. For example, if he takes vitamins every day, he doesn't get sick. We have an S. And here also, we have an S. And here again, with it, we use an S. We use an S. I'll write it for you here. He, she, or it. You're going to use an S. Let's look at the last sentence. Doesn't that seem a bit different? Isn't it? We were talking about if. Where do we get a when from? Actually, when has the same meaning as an if when we talk about conditions. Yes, when I miss the bus, I'm late for work. Or, if I miss the bus, I'm late for work. Does the meaning change? Not really. So you can actually replace an if with when, or a when with if. Have you heard that song, When You're Alone, Strangers Are Dangerous? Have you heard that song? Or when you're down, the streets seem lonely. It all talks about a condition. Maybe you can YouTube it and hear the song and you'll get more of an idea about how to use if or when for conditions. So this brings us to the end of the lesson. And what have we learned today? Do you know this is a very scary grammar topic? It's called zero conditionals. Yes, it's so scary, right? But you know, learning gets easier when you're learning with me. I hope to see you again in another grammar lesson. Till then, you miss me and I'm gonna miss you too. Bye-bye.